So first, let's solve the forehand short ball problem. How should we receive it in a more reasonable way? First, clearly define what a short ball is. A ball that bounces 2 times or more is considered short. A ball that goes out after 1 bounce is a half-long ball. This is the peak point. This is a baseline ball. This is the first key point for the forehand side. When the opponent serves short to your forehand, what solutions do we have? Push, chop long, or drop short can be grouped together. Flicking also belongs to another category. Backhand banana flick is something I truly don't recommend. The footwork distance is simply too long. For half-long balls, you can push or loop. You can attack, or you can push. Long balls, in principle, must be looped. Do not push them. First, let's clarify these 3 methods. Then we define the receiving options. Short balls can be pushed or flicked. Half-long balls can be pushed or attacked. Once a long ball is pushed, it becomes very hard to step in and attack. Now let's talk about short balls. This will be our main focus. Why does this position feel so difficult after stepping in? To handle the ball. Mainly because the opponent serves short to the forehand, and you can't step in with just 1 step. Many players feel slow when stepping in with this foot. They feel they move too slow. Watch carefully, move the left foot first, then the right. Split it into 2 steps. Left foot, then right foot, with a small adjustment step. This increases your movement range, because the hand is too far away from the body. Once the arm is fully extended, the fingers and wrist can no longer take control. You must keep the upper arm close to the body. Relax the forearm, accelerate with fingers and wrist. Only then can you apply power. So what I require is this. After stepping in, the body stays in the middle. The feet move to the forehand. Then it becomes easy to receive. If players receive the ball like this, it doesn't work. So the current situation is, the body is the key to protecting the forehand short ball. Move the left foot first, then move the right foot. Even if the right foot steps a very small distance, you can still reach the ball. As for the hand shape, sink the shoulder and sink the elbow. If they lift up, it's impossible to push well. The second key point, the hand must stay close to the body. Look, flicking and pushing, all in table techniques require this. If the horizontal distance is too large, or the front-back distance is too large, mistakes become very likely. You simply can't control the ball well, and your hand movements won't be sensitive. Next, let's look at body positioning. Body in the middle. Feet on the forehand side. Now let's talk about upper body movement. If your weight is here, you can only reach this far. If your weight is behind, you can only reach this far. The body needs to lean slightly forward. So after stepping in, the body must protect the hand and move forward. If you push like this, it's not enough. You will definitely end up pushing. You can't reach the ball. Instinctively, you will fully extend your arm. But if you lean in, I can execute only about 30-40 of the motion, and then stop, because I can already reach the ball. Think about it. If you push like that, it will definitely go long. And if it has spin, it goes into the net. It's very hard to control. So for short balls after stepping in, you must be very precise with this position. Your body must step into position with the ball. Even for in-table balls, positioning is crucial. Yes, once your body leans in, you're no longer afraid of short balls. When facing long balls, once your body sinks down, you're no longer afraid of being jammed. So for long balls, you must sink down. For short balls, you must step in. Whether it's backhand or forehand. Once your body moves forward, the remaining hand technique becomes simple. First, we emphasize moving the left foot first, then the right foot with a small adjustment step. Body in the middle. Feet on the forehand side. Second, the hand must stay close to the body. Third point, when pushing, you must sink the shoulder and the elbow. Let the body protect the hand. Then we can talk about the hand technique afterward. You must secure these basics first. Only then can you consider spin. If your positioning is wrong, you can't talk about quality. Pushing can also be proactive. Not only looping can be proactive. Let's continue with spin recognition. The first type is backspin. The second type is side spin backspin. The third type is side spin topspin. So when dealing with short balls to the forehand, short balls are usually played with a slow motion. You don't need to worry. You can clearly see the opponent's hand technique. So can side spin topspin short balls be pushed? Yes, side spin topspin short balls can be pushed, but side spin topspin long balls are hard to push. So whatever racket angle the opponent uses. I use the same racket angle to push, but after you push against side spin topspin, remember, there is actually no spin on your ball. Only the trajectory helps keep it low. You cannot generate spin by pushing it. But if the incoming ball has spin, and you push it back, you can use the opponent's spin to increase friction. So when the opponent hits flat, my racket angle can be slightly flatter, push more forward, when the opponent plays side spin underspin. If we still receive it like pure backspin, won't it pop up? But with the same racket angle. If it is pure backspin, then it won't go high. If it's side spin underspin, we similarly need to make the racket more upright. Now, let's look at side spin topspin. With an upright racket, don't be afraid of the ball going into the net. This method is actually very practical. It's just not recommended to hook the wrist, because hooking makes the ball pop up too much. For left side spin, half spin or no spin is fine. So you see, based on the opponent's racket angle, I can go flat, slightly upright, or fully upright to control the trajectory. First, for backspin, my racket is slightly flatter. Second, for side spin underspin, my racket is slightly more upright. Third, for side spin topspin, I make the racket even more upright. Yes, first judge the spin. Generally, if their racket is this upright, you must also raise your racket angle. If they push with a very flat racket like this, you also need to push with a flatter racket. But some of these are feints. We'll exclude those for now. The second mistake in receive. Don't expect touching the ball to neutralize spin. For spinny balls, we must lift them through friction. For no spin balls, we close the racket and push forward to press down the top spin component. So the way to deal with spin is through your own technique to counter the spin sent by the opponent. Third, receiving serve itself is not an active power-based technique. It may look like the ball has no power. You might think, I didn't use any force. but it still go out. For long balls, borrow the opponent's power. For short balls, apply controlled force. If you could fully apply power to every serve, and put every ball on the table, I believe you two wouldn't be on the same level. Fourth, footwork in receive is the most frequent movement during a match. You must move your feet for every placement, unless the serve comes straight to your hand. Receiving serve places the greatest demands on your footwork and positioning. Fifth, receiving long backspin serves. This is the fastest type of backspin ball. Your push will never have more backspin than the serve itself. Sixth, the ball with the most curve. People often miss the ball or hit their hand when receiving serve. Balls pushed back and balls hit back are relatively more predictable. The ball travels along its extended line. But the amount of curve on a serve requires enough experience to judge. So why is receiving serve so difficult? It's difficult mainly because of the points I mentioned. So if you struggle to receive serves in matches, don't get discouraged. Receiving serve is difficult by nature. It's also a key area where you can open up the score gap. If others can't receive your serve well, and you can receive theirs well, this match becomes much easier for you.